I feel like Back to the Future. Mayor!
Don't touch it with gavel.
This would be a hell of a lot funnier city if I was mayor.
Yes, it would. You have a
All right.
regular meeting of Bedford City Council for May 6, 2024. If you would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Here.
Spinks? Here. Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Here.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Here.
Longino?
Here. Council, you have a whole bunch of minutes here we got, okay? You have the minutes of the work session of April 1st, 2024. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance? By Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks? Abstain. Salvi?
Abstain.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
You have the minutes of the regular meeting of April 1st, 2024. Any corrections there? Seeing none, motion for acceptance by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks? Abstain. Salvi?
Abstain.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the work session of April 15th, 2024. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Longino, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks? Yes. Salvi?
Abstain.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the regular meeting of April 15th, 2024. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks? Yes. Salvi?
Abstain.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the wards 1 and 6 meeting of April 22nd, 2024. Any corrections there? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance? By Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks? Yes. Salvi?
Abstain.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of wards 3 and 4 meeting of April 29th, 2024. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks? Yes. Salvi?
Abstain.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Glad that's done, because now we can get into the fun part of the meeting. I think we have a few people excited about this particular point in the meeting. And we have 3 new officers to hire and swear in to our police department. And I will bring you up one at a time, and I'll do this alphabetically to be fair. Blake Holiday. Step forward, please. Come around over here. That way not only them, but the folks at home can see you too. So if you repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Blake Holiday,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford,
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford,
and faithfully,
honestly,
honestly, and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties of the position of patrol officer
discharge the duties of the position of patrol officer
of the City of Bedford, Ohio, so help me God.
of the City of Bedford, Ohio, so help me God.
Congratulations.
There you go. That's the picture we want.
Good. Hey, Chief? No, we don't need to say it. But congratulations.
Thank you.
This,
Hold that.
Police Chief
See,
Marty
Marty
Stemple. Yep. Like, can I say a few words? Introduce your family?
Alright, so my family in the back row there. So we'll start with Cassidy, all the way at the end. My dad, John, who works for Garfield Heights Police. My girlfriend Macy's next to him. Then you have my sister, Savannah, a little bit down the row. Her boyfriend AJ's next to her. Then behind my dad is my mom, Marianne. And that would be Emerson. Yeah, if you could step forward.
Had practice at this. You want to say anything, or?
Yeah, I'm excited to get started in the City of Bedford. You know, I'm grateful to be here. I looked at different career opportunities. I landed on police work, and I'm glad that I followed it through to this point. Like I said, I'm just ready to get started. I'm excited to learn how to be an officer and then go from there as far as my career is concerned.
Amber Sony, or Sunny?
You said it right the first time.
Sunny? Sunny?
It's on.
Okay. Same thing, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Amber Sani,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford,
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford,
and faithfully,
and faithfully
honestly,
and honestly
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties of the position of patrol officer
discharge the duties of patrol officer
of the City of Bedford, Ohio,
of the City of Bedford, Ohio.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay. Sure. I'll introduce my family. I have my father, Neil, my mom, Joanne, and then my husband, Matt, who couldn't, he's a fireman. Yes, the fireman. You were a fireman? And I'm excited to be here. Does that work? Thank you.
Odell White. And again, repeat after me. I state your name.
Odell White,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford, Ohio,
and the Charter and laws of the City of Bedford, Ohio,
faithfully,
and faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties of the position of patrol officer
discharge the duty of the position of patrol officer
of the city of Bedford, Ohio.
of the city of Bedford, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
To the left, we got my father, Brandon Tyus, my mom, Yolanda Tyus, my fiance, Camila Gibson, my daughter, Nama, my sister, Kiara, my grandma, my uncle, auntie, great auntie, my cousin, my great uncle.
You brought everybody with you. Be nervous, Mom.
I'm thankful for the opportunity and ready to serve for the city of Bedford.
Hey guys, I'd like to thank everybody for being here tonight, and congratulations to you guys. Glad to have you aboard our team, looking forward to it. A very exciting day. I just want to thank city administration, city council, and civil service commission for making these hirings possible. It helps all the time when we're hiring ahead of time rather than behind the 8 ball and scrambling, so very much appreciated. Thank you for all the support. And for you three guys, I just got a couple words of wisdom for you. Throughout your career here, I want you to always remember to be true to yourselves, true to your family, true to the department, but above all else, always honor the badge. Now let's go have some cake. We'll take a couple-minute recess because they want to get the cake. Unless anybody wants to stay and listen to our meeting or cake.
It would be interesting.
It's always nice to do these swearing-ins and promotions. And the reason we did these swearing-ins tonight is because we had, if you remember last meeting, we had a lieutenant and a sergeant get promoted. And as they move up the ranks and a patrolman goes and fills their ranks, then we need to hire new people. And it's always an exciting time for the department to get some new blood in there and get started on their careers. It's always a great day for the city and for the young folks that are starting a whole new career path there. So we wish them well. Okay, let's get on with the reports. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple things real quickly. We did have an audit. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources actually did a surprise audit, which is fine, of our deer management program. And There were no comments, and it was, quote, pristine. So kudos to the department for running that program. We are currently in the process of securing a date for a speaker from the Metro Parks to come out and speak about the wildlife, plants you can plant that the deer won't go after, why not to feed the deer. Once that date is locked in, we will post that on social media, and then we'll also make a announcement at an upcoming council meeting, but that will be this year. And speaking of some important dates, May 18th, we have our annual Shred Day. That's going to take place right out here in the municipal parking lot, and that'll be from 9 o'clock until 12 o'clock. That is, we have 2 of those. This is the first one, and that is funded through a grant that the staff were able to secure. The second is the pool. The pool will be opening on June 7th. There's information that's been going out in the water bill. It's also been posted on the department's social media site. So again, June 7th, the municipal pool will open. We did have, and I think we touched on this at the last meeting, and forgive me if it was 2 meetings ago, but in regards to the sirens, we did test the sirens about a month ago. There were 2 that were identified that needed to get repaired. Those have since been repaired, the tornado sirens, and all are functioning properly. Also want to mention that our final ward meeting for wards 2 and 5 is scheduled for next Monday, May 13th at 7 p.m. For those interested, we do stream those, but it's a great opportunity. Department heads and administration will be here. We'll provide a brief presentation of some upcoming projects, but more importantly, we open it up for all of you to ask any of us questions, concerns, or compliments are fine too. But final board meeting next Monday. And lastly, I just want to touch on at the end of the dais here on either side is some information on Cuyahoga County's sexennial reappraisal that is currently taking place. That reappraisal is, they do not come in your home, they do not go in the rear of your property, it's all conducted at the street. The last reappraisal that they did equated to about a 16% on average increase, and that's kind of countywide average. Some cities may be a little higher, some may be lower, but it was 16%. I can tell you that what we're hearing is that number is going to be significant. Pamphlets here on either side is some information on some upcoming Q&A meetings that the county is hosting. A lot of this is informational. Residents, business owners will have an opportunity to challenge those values. It talks about that. We're also going to be posting this information on the city's website and social media outlets. We had requested this. When I say we, the Cuyahoga County Mayors and City Managers Association requested the county to put something together for us, understanding what we're hearing of the potential increase and what that average increase is going to be. I think it's going to be significant, and I would definitely recommend grabbing one of those flyers or take a look at the information on our social media site. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Law Director.
Just no report, just want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day.
Madam Finance Director.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to congratulate the new patrol officers, Amber, Blake, and Waddell, and looking forward to them going through the ranks and see what happens going forward here for young people. And there'll be more swearing-ins coming through with fire department, etc., because of retirements and such. Civil Service Commission is very busy currently.
And we thank you for your role in that on civil service too. You can see we hire some fine people there. It's really a good thing. Mr. Fluharty.
Congratulations to the new officers. I got some complaints. We got to get this grass cutting business going on in this area. We've got to stay on top of this. Northfield Bridge, a lot of construction on that bridge. Everybody's got to slow down a little bit on that bridge. It's down to 1 lane each way, and you got trucks going through there, so everybody everybody's got to be more careful on that bridge. It's been pretty busy. Mike, we have, the, lady or whoever it is that runs that ice cream truck that goes around town. Didn't we have a time limit that thing's supposed to shut down at night, not drive around 9:30 at night trying to get kids to it?
Yeah, I can check on what the permit is. There's a couple of different, permits that were issued, two separate companies.
Well,
But
it's
I will
nighttime.
check.
I don't think they should be around trying to lure kids to the truck at nighttime. That's not a good thing to be doing. So I don't know who it is. I thought we did put a 7 or 8 o'clock limit on that at one time.
Yeah, there should be, yeah.
Yeah. And now that the summer's coming, I'm just saying we need to address it, at least let them know not to be out dark. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
Greetings, good evening. First, I'd like to congratulate the newly sworn officers. Hopefully, their careers will be long careers here in the city of Bedford. Secondly, I would like to mention, as I mentioned at my board meeting, please cut your grass. The city does not want to get into the business of cutting grass. If you want to pay that $200, don't cut your grass, and you will be charged $200. So, that's up to you. A couple of my residents, they came to my ward meeting. They were mentioning what the trees on the wires and catch basins were clogged or whatever, and water was running everywhere. They just wanted me to say or say thanks to the city, the service department, because they were expedient on that. They came out within 2 days, and I guess the illuminating company, somehow I guess city manager called it illuminating company, and they sent the tree service out and got the trees off the wire, so that's a good thing. And also, one of my residents had flooding in front of our house that last storm because the catch basin was actually clogged. So they came out, city workers came out, cleaned it out, jetted it or whatever they did, and she's very, very grateful for that. So, Sean, if you're watching, thanks a lot. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Asbury?
Thank you, Mayor. Again, congratulations to the newly sworn-in officers. Thanks to the Civil Service Commission too, because they're doing a darn good job, and they're going to be busy. They've been busy for about a year now. They're going to be busy for another year, if not more. And it's amazing. The pool of applicants isn't what it once used to be. I took some tests back in the early 90s, and there were 300 people applying at once for different cities. You don't have that now. You might have 30, 40 people. And we're still getting good, qualified people to hire. So that's kudos to the Civil Service Commission and our police department. So hopefully they have a long and safe career here in Bedford. Chipper services this week. This is I'm looking at July. This is the week for May, and I wrote down July as the next week, but June, whatever the date would be, it'll be the first full week in June. I don't have it right available. June 3rd. Make sure you call Service Department and get on the list. And as City Manager said, our next board meeting is next Monday, the 13th at 7 p.m. right here. Come on out, it'll be fun. You can ask the department heads questions, you can yell at us. We don't want you to, but you can, gently. The department heads will be here to take your questions. We'll be here to take your questions. And that's wards 2 and 5. And next Monday, 7 p.m. And a report. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Longino?
Good evening. Like everybody else said, congratulations. I think one of the bittersweet parts of becoming a councilman is I had to give up my position on the Civil Service Commission. It was quite rewarding, being part of it, being a police officer, being there to actually also help hire police officers. And and be right there, part of it. All the things that I didn't know went on when I got hired in the back room, when you saw all these different applications, and you dealt with all the different, people that were coming through the pipe to try to become a police officer. And as Mr. Ashbury said, when I took my police department test, there were 500 people for one position. And when I took Cleveland's test, it was 2 days of a line around it, right around the corner. So it was hard getting on, but now, we don't get as many applications, but we do get quality applicants. I just want to talk about too, I had one of my residents call me, and he said, he called me to talk about speeding, but the first thing that he said is, I haven't seen you yet. Told him I've been on the department 4 months. But the one place you can definitely see me is to sit up here twice a month. You can see me for sure, because I'm always going to be here. So that's where you can see me. I'm sorry if you didn't happen to see me come down your street, because there's no way our paths could have crossed in 24 hours. That's, possibly, but not probably, like I always tell my kids. It's possible, not probable. So like I said, if somebody wants to see me for sure, you can guarantee that I'll be here. So come here and we can talk before, we can talk after. Trash cans, I'll talk about that again because, man, I think that's gonna, the weather's getting warmer, so I know that's gonna be a problem more, and I'm getting calls on that too. Noise, summertime, once again, people I like music too, but I don't like everybody else to hear my music too, so let's try to keep that down some to make sure you enjoy it, everybody else doesn't need to enjoy it. Yard cleaning, keep your yards clean. As I was out walking the other day, I was walking to a friend of mine's house that lives around the corner from me, and I introduced myself to a couple people, and they told me about some of their neighbors' yards, and I took a look at them, and some of them did need some work and need to take care of their yards, because we gotta make sure that, as I said before, and I talked about it at the ward meeting, before when I was just a resident of Bedford, I'll be honest, I didn't care about anybody else's yard, because I worried about mine, but now everybody else's problem is my problem as well too. So when you see those things, we gotta make sure we take care of it, keep our city beautiful, because this is our city, So, I'm going to leave it at that and say, once again, happy Mother's Day. I'm blessed to still have my mother, that I'll be able to share Mother's Day with her, and my wife as well. I yield my time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Spinks?
Good evening and congrats to our new officers. That's always an exciting part of our jobs up here, is to witness that. I can't believe that Jeff and Tony Longino didn't say anything about what we did on Saturday. It was so exciting. That's okay, I got it. And the mayor too. Mayor, I'm gonna leave a little bit for you to talk about. We have a new business that has opened up for the old taxidermy place, and that's Jeff's ward, and he did get to, me and Tony got the pleasure of meeting Mr. Ford, Mr. David Ford, last weekend. A big thank you, before that last weekend, my buddy down there, Mr. Longino, and some of his fraternity brothers. I kept saying sorority brothers. I told him, excuse me, I went to a community college. I didn't do any of those things. So his fraternity brothers, some of them drove down from, was it Akron? Oh, Dayton. Toledo, Dayton. They came in, about 7, 8 of them. They came in and they helped me clean up the Sedline Gardens in the back. I usually do that by myself every year, a couple of times a year, and it takes me usually about 3 days. And Bob can tell you I come home very dirty, so we got what usually takes me 3 days. They helped me cut down vines and all kind of stuff. It looks really good. Got to get down there and mow it again. But thank you for those guys coming in and doing a community service for the Bedford Historical Society. And while we were back there, Mr. Ford came over, and he is just the most interesting fella. He is a designer. He's designed all over the place. He does sunglasses. He does clothing, all kind of things. He's a photographer. And they had their grand opening, and me and Jeff and Tony got to cut the ribbon on Saturday. Looking forward, and then the mayor came down and we shot a couple of commercials and stuff, but it was just welcome. Mr. Ford, if you're watching, I told him to, and he's also a resident here. Those are the business, and they also, they have a conference room, so they're, talking to students and stuff about follow your dream. And I believe he started out as an engineer, and his mom told him, follow your dream. He wanted to be a designer, so that's what he's doing, and he's picked Bedford to do it, and it's very, very exciting. So welcome, and that was cool. Hopefully the mayor will have a little bit more. I talked to Mike, I talked to you earlier today, yesterday when I was out and about doing the ward check. I started getting phone calls, and right when I started getting phone calls, I saw it myself. The Auto Mile bar, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. Well, there was cars everywhere. My poor residents on Sector could not, a couple of them had landscapers that were coming yesterday to cut their grass. And so you could not get down Sector. You couldn't get in and you couldn't get out. I did see our officers out there doing it. The biggest concern is with that many cars, even if there was one person in each car, there's still a concern about how many people were in that bar. It's beginning to be, summer's coming, they have a patio. Mike, I know we did talk about it. I believe you did tell me there were some tickets or there was something done, and we'll follow up on that a little bit more. But thank you to the residents, and I know that they did call in. I always tell them, call the police before you call me. Please call me and let me know, because I can't be everywhere. I'm usually out every day. Sometimes I have other businesses and stuff to do, but please let me know afterwards, but always call first, because if I'm not there and I don't see it, I happened to be there yesterday, so I did see it. Also, talking about that same area, Mike, there's been several residents calling. I know that they have called the police about the loud, there's video cameras on front of the old Mazda, which I know that they've been cited. The building is getting pretty bad. I know that the building department has cited, but they have these cameras, and I drove up there just to see. I had a resident call me after they called the police, and when you drive up, and I heard there's another one somewhere on Rockside or Center, and it's really, really loud. It sounds like it's in our backyard, and it's like, I see your vehicle, I see your Honda, whatever, please leave the premises, we have got your license, and it's really, really loud. And this thing is going off at all times. Like I said, I know the residents are calling, so if they can please contact it, because that's kind of crazy. And again, I know that they've been their grass, I get so sick and tired of picking trash up there. It's just, they've got to be responsible, even if they're, they own it, so they have to be responsible for it. That's it. Happy Mother's Day. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Sullivan.
Good evening. I visited several businesses in Ward 2 this past week to request that they cut their grass, which they were very cooperative and had their grass cut by the following day. I've received complaints from residents about absentee residential landlords not cutting their grass as required by city ordinance. I have requested that the city follow up to verify if these properties are in violation, and if so, take corrective action. A priority of residents and I is the long overdue cleanup of the strip center property at the corner of Northfield and Columbus. Something is very wrong when people who do not live in Bedford can neglect their properties to the point that they become neighborhood eyesores. It is an insult to our residents and city. One hidden issue in Ward 2 and perhaps other areas of the city to the general public is the dilapidated condition of some of the apartment buildings. I became aware of this problem myself while visiting residents. I was shocked by the conditions and obvious failure for the landlords to do repairs. If the city does not have the legal authority to demand landlords make these repairs, I suggest these apartment residents organize and seek legal assistance from the legal aid side of Cleveland. That phone number is 216-687-1900. I have made City Manager Malice aware of a variety of other issues going on in Ward 2 that warrant more police visibility to deter illegal and appropriate activities, including but not limited to Taft Park. Residents are appreciative of this additional attention. I drive every street in the ward every week looking for issues. I also visit residents to inquire about issues that need to be addressed. Ward 2 residents can request a personal visit. or report a concern by calling me at 440-735-6516. Please speak clearly and leave your name, address, and phone number so I can reply. Lastly, as already been mentioned, but the Ward 2 meeting will be May 13th at 7 p.m. Thank you, and end of report.
Thank you. And yes, that was a nice event down there on Broadway at Mr. Ford's studio and his store. He's quite a designer, and he had us wear his designer sunglasses, so if you see any pictures with my designer sunglasses, that's why. But it was nice. He's a dynamic young man, and I think he'll be a great addition to the community. And his boutique type store with his designer clothes and glasses is a little niche that we're looking for down to fill our stores on Broadway, and hopefully we can get some more that'll be inspired by his opening there. So we appreciate him being here. And again, I want to wish all the moms, our moms up here on the front and at home and here, a happy Mother's Day, and enjoy it, and hope you get pampered a little bit on that day. With that, let's get on with business. Resolution number 2611-24.
Authorizing the City of Bedford to participate in Cuyahoga County's 911 plan and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for acceptance by Asbury, second by Longino.
You still have to suspend the rules.
Okay, motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Longino. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. Under a section of the Ohio Revised Code, every county in Ohio is required to have a county-wide 911 plan. Cuyahoga County is working to update. They've provided all the municipalities with the future 911 system. One of the capabilities is the system must be capable of accepting all calls from any carrier and any type of device. We've reviewed the plan through mayors and managers with the other communities, and this resolution is accepting and approving the plan on behalf of the City of Bedford.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Resolution 2612-24.
Appointing Mayor Holzheimer Gale to represent all of the chief executive officials of all municipal corporations within the county and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension. Spinks, second by Fluharty. Excuse me, call the roll.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Smith, second by Asbury. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. In the past, Cuyahoga County Mayors and City Managers Association has worked to appoint an individual to represent all of the municipalities within Cuyahoga County to sit on this 911 plan committee. We have done so. In the past, it was the former mayor of the city of Brecksville, who has since retired. Mayor Holzheimer Gale from the city of Euclid has also been very much involved, and the Mayors and City Managers Association did unanimously vote to have her continue on as a representative, the appointee. However, the county, and under the rules that are in place, each individual municipality must pass a resolution appointing the mayor. So that's what this is. It's a resolution appointing her to sit on as representative for all of the communities.
Yes, and I wholeheartedly concur with having Mayor Gale assume that role. She's a terrific lady, doing a good job over there in Euclid. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Resolution number 2613-24.
Declaring the necessity to improve certain streets in the city of Bedford by lighting the same and declaring an emergency.
And I want to put this on first reading, so can I have a motion for such? Asbury, second by Smith. Mike, you want to just touch on that quickly? Oh, I'm sorry, Jen.
Either one, this is just basically, declaring the necessity to improve the streets by, lighting in the city.
Yeah.
There's two associated ordinances that go with this that are also in tonight's meeting.
Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Resolution number 2614-24.
Declaring the necessity of assessing the expenses of garbage and refuse collection, recycling, and disposal within the city of Bedford, and certifying to the county auditor the cost due to the city of Bedford for garbage and rubbish collections, and declaring an emergency.
It's our wish to put this on first reading. Can I have a motion for such by Fluharty, second by Spinks? Again, it has to do with our garbage fee that we charge, and we'll put that on first reading. We'll have 2 more readings about it. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Resolution number 2615-24.
Authorizing the city manager, let's see, I lost my slide here, to apply for funding through the State Infrastructure Bank for the necessary repairs to the Greencroft Road culvert and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Asbury, second by Smith. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. This resolution is authorizing the city to apply for funding through the State Infrastructure Bank for the Greencroft culvert replacement. This has been discussed over the last couple of meetings. We did have the engineers inspect that culvert, which is in critical condition, and we are submitting application. Part of that application is we need council's authority to submit, and that is going to be approximately a $500,000 project that our goal is to begin construction and have that completed in the fall of 2024.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Ordinance number 28-24.
Is an ordinance determined to proceed with the improvement of certain streets in the city of Bedford, Ohio by lighting the same and declaring an emergency. It's related to the earlier one. And all 3 of these ordinances are necessary, or resolutions are necessary legally to be able to do what we're attempting to do here.
And it's our wish to put that also on first reading. Motion for such by Longino, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
And ordinance number 29-24.
Being an ordinance to levy special assessments for the improvement of the street and public places of the city of Bedford, Ohio by lighting the same in accordance with Resolution 2613-14 and Ordinance 2824, the one before. So basically, if you don't pay the bill, we'll be assessing it on your taxes.
And again, we want to place that on first reading. Can I have a motion for such? By Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Ordinance number 30-24.
Is authorizing and directing the city manager to enter into a contract with Cole Burton Contractors LLC, being the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, and declaring an emergency.
And motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Smith. Call roll.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks.
Thank you, Mayor. This is, city recently advertised and opened bids for the Turney Road project, the resurfacing project, but we also included in that bid advertisement was preventative maintenance improvements. The city was also awarded 2 grants that's bundled into this. One, we received $250,000 from the county to go towards Turney Road, and we also received approximately $90,000 from the county for materials associated with the additional road work. We received 8 bids, which was significant. That was a lot, which is good. And those bids ranged from $868,933 all the way up to $1,027,088. Cole Burton was the lowest and most responsible of the bidders, responsive. Administration's recommendation is to contract with them. Included with the Turney Road resurfacing, which will go from Lee Road South all the way almost into the dip of West Grace, past the underground house. That's the easiest way to explain it. But in addition to this, we're going to be doing asphalt rejuvenation on West Grace as well as Forbes. There'll be crack sealing taking place on Union Street, on Rockside, on Center Road. There'll be long line striping taking place as well. All of the materials associated with the additional work I had mentioned will get reimbursed to the city. So this is all part of one work. What we would like to do is award this project, have our pre-construction meetings, and then we'll be able to proceed sometime in June. It'll be after school lets out.
Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Ordinance number 31-24.
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with the GDP Group for engineering services associated with the Greencroft Road Culvert project and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension. Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Asbury, second by Longino. Mike?
Sorry about that, Mayor. This is the design work. This legislation is for the Greencroft Road culvert replacement again. This is a contract with GPD for the full design work, which includes field survey, hydraulic designs, structural design, as well as the roadway. Regardless of if we get the funding through the state infrastructure bank or not, we know we're going to need to do this project this year. So we'll move on to the next funding opportunity. But what we would like to do is not delay the full design. We want to get this design done knowing we're going to have to fund this project one way or another. And this is, this contract details that design work.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino.
Yes.
Ordinance number 32-24.
Authorizing another contract with the GPD Group for the wastewater treatment plant headworks upgrade project and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Longino. Call the roll, please.
Cochee? Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike, if you explain that and explain what a headworks is.
Thank you, Mayor. One of the, as we talk about the wastewater treatment plant and the no feasible alternative study that we're working through, one of the things that was identified a number of years ago, both internally by our staff and our engineers, but also with the Ohio EPA, was the need to upgrade the plant's headworks. Basically, the headworks, to really narrow it down, it's everything at the top that's going to collect all of the wastewater coming down to the plant. The amount of rags, the amount of beach towels that make their way into the system is significant. This is a dated portion of the plant that needs to get redesigned and needs to get upgraded. As I said, it's been referenced by the Ohio EPA. We are working through that no feasible alternative study that's nearly completed. We're going to be presenting that in full along with a financial capability analysis to them by the end of May. This work here, regardless of where we go from following the submittal of that report, all of us know we need to upgrade the headworks. We had previously submitted a grant and loan application, and we were awarded that to cover the funds of the full design, and that's what this contract is for. It'll cover all the design work, the preliminary designs up to 60%, the establishment and creation of all the bid documents, we're seeing the bid process through, as well as the construction process and when that's completed. But again, this is just the design work. We did receive some funding for it, and I think it will show a good gesture that while we're working through the NFA, we understand that there is a need for improvement in certain sections of the plant, primarily the headworks, and it's our intent to design that and move forward on that project.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Now we come to the hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak, please come forward. State your name, your address, and your comment. It's okay, take your time.
Dot Schwendy, 513 Lamson Avenue. I have two comments. One, as a resident, I wanted to thank Steve for providing that information, because we have a lot of rental housing too in Bedford. And some people don't know what to do when they live in a bad situation. They're afraid their landlord is going to increase their rent if they complain. So I've talked to one or two people particularly, and my street is like, I think half the properties are rentals. So if that information could be given again for housing, maybe next meeting next month or something, or again, we have one more meeting this month, right? So maybe you could restate that information for people that live in rental properties. That would be good. So my other comment is concerning the Bedford Garden Club, and I just wanted to mention we have a couple things coming up in May. We have a great guest speaker for Thursday, May the 16th at 7 o'clock. It's listed in the water bill. She is a naturalist from the Metro Parks, and she's going to talk about fireflies and how they breed and how you can keep them healthy. And we're actually in our area, I think it's west of the Rockies, or Appalachian, I think. There's a certain section that we have fireflies, and the rest of the United States does not. In fact, when my cousin came over to visit from Germany, she was like freaking out that these bugs are lighting up around, and she had no idea what they were. But they're becoming extinct because we're spraying and doing all kinds of things to our lawn, and we're not composting, because they like composting. And so anyhow, Carly Martin is going to tell us all about these cool bugs and their cycle of reproduction and how they hibernate and all that kind of stuff. So the next day, the 17th, it's Friday from 2:30 till 7 o'clock at Ellenwood. Oh, I should just say that our speaker will be at Ellenwood Gymnasium that night. So, okay, so the next night, the next day is Friday, the 17th, from 2:30 to 7 o'clock, and then Saturday from 10 till 2. Solid water bills at times, so anything, it's our plant sale. So we're gonna have a lot of things to offer people this year. Trish Turbowitz is in charge of it, and we're having raffles and all kinds of things, and but I think she's even looking into some rose bushes being offered for sale. So it's going to be a really good plant sale, and we're hoping that you will come and partake. It's Bedford Garden Club is our big fundraiser, and I just, a couple of people asked me, well, what do you do with the money? Well, we do support city garden beds, and we fund the Arbor Day tree, and we have a lot of other projects, including buying signs for Bedford Beauties, and that's our next event in July, is Bedford Beauties, and it's a really positive thing for Bedford. So we invite you, the public, to attend some of our meetings, and like I said, the next one we're having is the 16th of May at 7 o'clock at Ellenwood Recreation Center in the gym. And our speaker that night will be Carly Martin. That's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. And it was nice to see the Plain Dealer put the plant sale in there,
Yeah.
in the paper.
Yeah. So you don't have to live in Bedford to come. So.
Thank you.
Good evening, Denise Singali, 27 Tudor Avenue. Congratulations to the officers Sonny, Holiday, and White. I stepped out for a moment, so forgive me if this was mentioned before. Are the officers an increase in officers, or are they replacing the retired officers or the ones that have moved up?
It would be replacements, yeah.
So it's replacement. So how many with these officers coming aboard, how many will we have on shift, per shift?
Well, we'll be back up with these officers right now, their additions, because one of the officers is yet to retire, 2 have retired. So what we're doing, as they were talking about it, and the chief mentioned, we're trying to stay ahead of things. We're actually going through, there was a civil service meeting last week, where they're already certifying a new list, and we're looking to hire, I believe it's an additional 2, possibly 3, and those are gonna replace individuals scheduled to retire starting after the first of the year.
2020.
So getting individuals on earlier to go through training, riding along with existing officers, that's imperative than being behind.
Right.
And having less, and then, you're having overtime, and that creates burnout. So we'll be where we were at as far as our levels, the exact number, 34, I think it was, after we passed our increase, the tax increase.
Okay. Councilman Fluharty, you brought up regarding the ice cream truck. I had sent Mike a picture of a white truck. There are 2 of them that Mike had shared with me. One of them is a gentleman that is driving around, which is what I had questioned. So Mike, is this the one that's still driving around? Because from what I understand, Laura hasn't started her route yet.
No,
She's been out.
She's been out.
You inquired if they were registered.
Registered?
Yes. We have
And he
2
is registered.
2 companies are registered, yes.
Okay, because he's the only one that I'm seeing that's out late, because it was out late last night. So I did see that myself. I wanted to ask, this was years ago and probably before COVID. What happened to the community service program with the courts? Is there anything coming back regarding that?
We actually work primarily with the county community service. We have them out more frequently. That's been the best use for cleaning up streets, cleaning up trash. They've been out, I think over the last 2 months, they've been out, I think at least 4 separate times. Yeah.
Okay.
It all depends on how many individuals the Bedford Municipal Court may, if they assign one child to cleanup, we can come in and do some cleanup for that one child, or we may be able to do something else with that child instead of doing some type of cleanup. As far as the county court community service through Cuyahoga County, they have a lot more individuals that come through where they'll come out, we assign them a street, and they go ahead and do that. But there still is, and we have a staff member that tries to work with Bedford Municipal Court.
If I'm not mistaken, we had one in place before COVID, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The reason why I'm saying that is I didn't know if we had anything or if we could even actually start a program, because I know there's been complaints coming from the city regarding the grass cutting, and there are a lot of residents right now that are up there in age, and I'm watching 85-plus-year-olds doing their yards slowly, but it's actually quite inspiring. But just as far as getting them help, as far as getting, their grasses cut. Also too, a lot of people since the taxes passed, the school bond, some people have had to go back to working 2 jobs. So that's where probably we're seeing a lot more of people not being able to cut. So it's like I said, I'm just looking at alternatives for programs that we can maybe get in. There was also too, I'm a little bit confused, and this was in the work session. Jen, if you can help me on this really quick. Are we going to be getting an increase in the lights and the trash as residents?
Yes, will be a small increase, it'll depend on the property values and on the millage. It's currently 1.4, it would go up to 1.6, but it's contingent on finding out what the increase will be on the actual property
So
value.
if our property taxes go up 30%, it'll be higher than 1.6?
No, we're gonna lower, if it's, property values are going up, I would suggest to lower it back down to the current rate of 1.4.
Okay, and that will go into effect then in what, 2025?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sabrina Future, 15 Charles Street. I want to thank the city. I think I came last Monday and asked about the potholes being filled. I appreciate that, thank you. And I also just wanted to say, if anyone has problems with pain or stiffness, because we're getting older, I did attend the Tai Chi at the rec center Friday, and there was an 82-year-old woman there that she outworked me. And she said because she had been coming like for years, so I just want to say, I know I'm not, that's why I was there, because I don't feel the same, but I just want to put that out because it was a great asset to have, just someone, and he gives you tips about safety. So, thank you for that. And that's it, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, a motion for adjournment. Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Munchino?
Yes.
Now I remind council, we'll take a short break and then we have to reconvene for a executive session for